Welcome everyone to the Dr. Ward Bond Show, and I have got an amazing special guest for you today. I'm very excited about this. We have with us Michael Jr., and he is hailed as one of today's most gifted comedians. He actually got his start when George Wallace took him to the legendary Comedy and Magic Club, and the club's owner actually slipped in Michael Jr. on stage to perform, and then a week later he was performing at Just for Laughs Comedy Festival in Montreal, where he became the very first comedian to ever appear via satellite on The Tonight Show. And Michael Jr. is starring in the brand new film Selfie, Dad, about one dad who is shaking off his midlife crisis and reconnecting with his family. And welcome to the show, Michael.
Yo, thanks so much for having me. I really appreciate it. That was quite the introduction. Thank you. Good night.
So many people like myself, a lot of my viewers, we love faith-based films, and a lot of them are always on that serious tone, but this one kind of comes in with a sense of humor. So how can we use humor to share God's truth?
Yeah, that's cool because it's actually what I do. Like I'll show up at a church. I'll do weekend services often, and as you know, churches most of the time are on the serious side. Then I get to show up and have some fun with some things that we may do either as Christians or just in life, like noticing how some people are oversaved. I've mentioned that several times. Like if you have you only got a sheet on your bed because Jesus is your comforter, like you're oversaved. So I get to bring that light to the church, or that levity, I should say, to the church. And now we can put it in the form of a movie, which the movie is a great story, but because they brought me on, I was able to add some comedy to it, even though it's not necessarily a comedy, but you'll for sure probably find yourself laughing.
Now, what do you hope that people will be talking about after they see Selfie, Dad?
Hopefully they'll say stuff like, Michael Jr. is so handsome and amazing. That'd be great. No. I believe when people see this movie, Selfie Dad, and a great part about it is we were scheduled to put it in theaters on June 15th, but now because of everything that's going on with the virus, we decided to make it available to people at home. Like they can literally see it at home, and it happens to be coming out on Father's Day weekend. So on the 19th, you can sit back with your dad and watch this movie. And I think one of the big takeaways will be that, first of all, this movie has three ingredients that you rarely see in a film, which is faith, which is family, and funny. Got 3 Fs. Last time I had 3 Fs, I was in high school. Like, that's pretty good. And then also there's some meaning behind this, meaning you actually get to see a transformation take place. But here's what I want to let your fans in on is the fact that it's not just, there's a line in the movie, and you saw this, where I'm doing a video for the first time and I have a Bible. And I'm talking about how the Bible, as a character, Ben Marcus, I'm talking about how the Bible changed his life. That's what he's saying. But in that scene where I do that, and just to describe it to your people, I have on a black shirt, there's a blue backdrop, I'm talking straight to camera. But as I talk about how the Bible changed Ben Marcus' life, there's a point where me as a Michael Jr. gets real and realizes this is actually what happened to me too. So it's almost as if I break character, and I'm only talking about what the word of God has done for me as a person, not necessarily the actor at all. And if you look closely, you can actually see me kind of break character, and it gets super real, and then it changed. So when people watch this movie, I want them to notice that. And there's some other really cool things that kind of took place as well that I'm super excited about, man.
Well, did you actually, being a comedian, and I've heard this from others, where if they're doing a film, they seem to have a little bit more range to go off script. Sometimes the best scenes ever in a movie is when the actor actually ad-libs the scene and adds lines, and the director just kind of goes with hands off and just lets the actor do his thing. Did that happen to you in this film?
Yeah, that's exactly what happened on quite a few occasions. That's what I was going to say. Maybe your viewers, when they watch Selfie Dad on the 19th, when they watch it, I wonder if they can see which ones were just impromptu. And when I say impromptu, it's two different ways. Some of it was impromptu to create funny, but some of it was impromptu because God was saying, hey, this is what I want to see happen right here. I mean, there's multiple moments like that where what ended up happening was not written down. Like many are the plans of a man's heart, but it's God's purpose that shall prevail. It wasn't written down, and it just kind of showed up, and we all are sitting there in awe like, wow.
And again, I
I
want to
received
thank
it.
you for honoring us with your time on my show today. And ladies and gentlemen, you've got to check it out, download, go see it. Selfie Dad comes out this coming weekend, June 19th. And you've got to stick with me because we have more in today's program right after these messages.
My name is Ben Marcus. Somehow I found myself as the main editor of a reality TV show called
Rosie's Roses.
You made me look like a moron, for heaven's sakes.
I used to be a comic. That's where my heart is.
Well, dude, why aren't you out there running with it?
There's no way, man. I got a family.
Can you help out around the house? Jack needs help with his math homework.
I'll fix the toilet. You're watching a video. That's not math.
This guy is funny. He has to be. He's a millionaire.
A millionaire?
He's a peasant.
What? And this is my very first video. I got 2 atheist friends. Every time I'm around them, I sneeze just to see what they're gonna say.
Never knew you were that funny.
The nominees this year are...
I feel like I'm doing this all on my own.
Have you ever seen the movie War Room?
I don't really like Christian films.
Where you been?
Your daughter's play.
This is my first time. In like 20 years, I finally get to do something I love.
For once in your life, have some balance.
I don't even know where I got off track.
What if it's a test? What if you dove deeper into the Bible than you ever have before?
I can't afford to be sitting around reading the Bible.
You can't afford not to read the Bible.
It's got awkward.
A little bit, yeah.
I felt it. There's no way I can ask you to be a better daughter if I'm not willing to be a better father. And I am.
God can do incredible things.
Some of these things I just can't fix without some sort of direction. And I'm finding it right here in the Bible. I'm Selfie Dad.